So I had just gotten back on my other TikTok channel. It just came back up yesterday for me to post. And now I'm banned. I'm banned again for I don't know how long. I think I may just delete the account. I don't. Maybe I'll keep it up there, but not use it anymore because I'm sick of this. It seems like what happens is once you get to a certain amount of followers, that's when they start going after you. So on my Bethany 8M account, I have almost 11,000 followers. And so I'm just getting nailed left and right with community violations that aren't community violations, but somebody reports you because they make some stupid comment or nasty comment talking about Trump being a disease or whatever it is, and they report you, and then they take your video down. And it's just, I don't know who decides on the appeals, okay? I have a ton that are appealed, but they never do anything about them. Some they immediately put back up. But that account's probably going to eventually just come down because they're nailing me left and right. So yes, I have this account. I'll still post on here, but really I think I'll just go to Rumble and be done with it. Because and at this point, does it matter if they take TikTok down? They're just going to keep going after everybody. I mean, it's getting old. This has been going on for years now, this violating free speech. They don't give a shit, okay? They're going to do it. The Elon Musk emails of Twitter being in bed with the science has proven that, and yet they still get away with this bullshit. So they are probably going to take this video down. So just letting you know that. And if they do, they do. I'm not going to keep doing, I'm not going to keep playing this game with them of putting another account. No, they just start going after you. So Rumble will be my last resort, and I do post most of my videos there. I have in the past several months anyway. But then there's just there's nowhere else to go. Then they've absolutely, silenced everyone. So I wanted to talk about how, I can't think of the quote, but it's along the lines of, the people that cause the problem shouldn't be the people that come in and fix it. Yeah, it's just kind of common sense, right? And since every presidency has had, whether it's SARS-CoV-1 or SARS-CoV-2 or Ebola or AIDS, I mean, I'm going to list you every president, what epidemics they had. It's sort of like how Fauci, had said, well, Trump's going to have a pandemic. And well, of course they know it, because it kind of go along with that whole gain of function thing. I think so. Yeah. So this is why this will get taken down, except there's plenty of evidence for what I'm saying. But what do all of these platforms do? They take down the truthers. I think there was even an email that actually said either the CDC or the FBI said take the truthers down, something along those lines. It was along those lines. Targeting specific individuals, calling them truthers. Okay, that's smart. Let's take the people that are speaking the truth down. That's the only reason you eliminate somebody is because they're speaking the truth. Otherwise, it shouldn't be a threat to you. So the science really shouldn't be involved with fixing anything because they're responsible for most of the problems we have. So here's just a couple of things to all the different presidents that have dealt with things. Let's see, Woodrow Wilson, of course, the Spanish flu. Dwight Eisenhower, Asian flu. Gerald Ford, swine flu. Let's see, Ronald Reagan, the AIDS crisis. George W. Bush, the AIDS crisis and SARS. And under Bush Jr., in 2003, George W. Bush's administration created the President's Emergency Plan for AIDS Relief. And also, well, he's also the same president that brought in the Patriot Act that was allowed then for all these three-letter agencies to spy on Americans. And also in 2003, after an outbreak in Asia, Bush signed an executive order adding severe acute respiratory syndrome, SARS, to a list of communicable diseases that can lead people to being involuntarily quarantined. Yep. Eventually, more than 8,000 people worldwide became sick with SARS, and 774 died during the 2003 outbreak in the United States. Only 8 people had laboratory evidence of the infection. Yeah. So see what I mean? The very people that are researching and so doing all the, no, I think they're causing the problem. So that's why they never fix it. That's why there's just more of them. It's just a way to cause a bunch of nightmare on everybody. Also, 2005, the Bush administration created the National Strategy for Pandemic Influenza, which called for the federal government to maintain and distribute a national stockpile of medical supplies in the event of an outbreak. Wow. Then Barack Obama, he had H1N1, Zika, and Ebola. It was a few months into President Barack Obama's first term in 2009. Reports started coming in. I think most of these presidents knew. I do. Maybe it was out of their hands because it seems the military-industrial complex, which the science-industrial complex, that's part of it. They're one and the same. It seems like they're really the ones that control the country. Reports started coming in about H1N1 or swine influenza, which was detected first in the United States and spread quickly around the world. According to the CDC, the first case was reported, blah, 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 blah. So I just think that it's really the people that can't seem to fix it, going all the way back to Woodrow Wilson, they really, it should be taken out of their hands. Doesn't that just seem to make sense? Because I think they're doing the opposite. They're not trying to fix anything. So when Putin and China talk about our military-industrial complex, our science, our State Department doing gain of function, I would say I doubt that both the heads of China and Russia are lying about that. Because what they can't do here, they just go there and do. Because they're part of NATO. They control the country. They control all the countries. So Putin. So here's the similarities with Ukraine and China is that they both have been doing these lab stuff. And then there's MERS, which was that was in 2011. That was in the Middle East, an outbreak of a respiratory virus that they said came from camels. Yeah. Just crossed over and, just naturally that happened, okay? And then, let's see, the SARS one, I think that was a bat-related one, and swine flu, swine. Then there's the Asian, which was the bird flu. All these animals, they just happen. It's always, yeah. So you kind of get what I'm saying. You see what I'm laying down here? Yeah. The people that are been handling this are obviously the people that probably shouldn't... we should be trusting to fix it because they won't. Which is why we're still locked down and people are, it's just ridiculous. So a Washington Post article from 2005 opens with this statement, 2005. The United States and Ukraine agreed yesterday to work jointly to prevent the spread of biological weapons, signing a pact that clears the way for Ukraine's government to receive U.S. aid to improve security at facilities where dangerous microbes are kept. The two U.S. senators spearheading that initiative were Richard Lugar, a Republican from Indiana, and Barack Obama, then Democratic senator from Illinois. What do you know? Okay, need I say more? That that Putin is not lying about the labs in Ukraine, and China is not lying either. Okay, it has been our military-industrial complex, something no media will ever mention. Why? Oh, because they're controlled by the military-industrial complex, science. Same, one and the same. So, yeah, that's really all I have. So, when COVID-19 began spreading throughout China and the rest of the world, the official story was that the virus had jumped species from bat to human. Yeah, the Wuhan, all that. Yeah, it's the same story all the time. Like I said, MERS in the Middle East, it was, it's from camels. Don't get too close to camels. It's all stupidity. Like, we just aren't getting a clue on it. So SARS has been around. It just didn't used to have the spike proteins. But then COVID-19 was an upping of the SARS-CoV thing. And they like to say, it's because it's mutated or it's, it's a different variant. No, it's because they don't want to fix anything. And they're playing games in other countries. It's our science department that's the military-industrial complex. So don't expect this video to be on here very long. I'm sure it will be gone quickly.